what you need in an upfront, most all-inclusive 4-star guided experience. And you get to make the trip your own through choices on tour, which we'll talk about a little bit later here. And then you get to spend more time in the destination and less time traveling between destinations with our perfect tour pacing. You get to travel with an impact through our social responsible program. And you have a worry-free experience from start to finish. And last but not least, you're traveling with the most seasoned team in guided travel. Wow, how much technical difficulty can we have? I can't advance my screen. Let me try this button. Okay, there we go. I guess I'll just use my tablet here. Colette has a social responsibility vision. So every day we share the world and the culture with guests that are committed to taking care of the places that we work, live, and travel. And we focus on 4 key areas: community, people, travel, and planet. It is our goal to make a positive impact in the world and to preserve it for generations of travelers to come. Oh, last year, in fact, Colette's employees volunteered over 6,400 hours within the communities where they live. Also, our Colette Foundation supports worldwide communities in need through hunger and educational initiatives. Now on to your Peru trip. This is a fabulous trip. I know that you will be excited to try. It is one of the treasures of South America. It has a blend of colonial to modern influences in Lima, to the sacred Machu Picchu, and the magical wonders of Peru are waiting behind every corner. This is Peru's Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca. It's a 10-day tour, including 15 meals. And this green symbol means that you have some choices on tour. This is a small group tour called an explorations tour, which has 24 passengers or less, making it a perfect experience to be traveling around Peru. I think you'll enjoy it very, very much. This is a picture of all the cities where you'll be traveling to in this tour at a glance map. As you can see, on day 1, you'll be flying into Lima and spending days 1 and 2. Then you'll head down to fly to Cusco, where you'll go to the Sacred Valley for a 2-night stay. And then you'll go on day 5 to Aguas Calientes. And then day 6 and 7, you go to Cusco. And then days 8 and 9, you end in Puno. There is, as you can see, lots of activity throughout this tour. And we'll kind of talk a little bit about that now, just so that you understand what the activity level is for this tour. It's a 4 out of 4, meaning that it's very active, and it means that you're a kind of traveler that is ready to seize the day and whatever it may bring. I want you to keep in mind that it could have longer walking tours, up to 90 minutes at a time, with varying altitudes and temperatures. There'll be some early morning starts with some late night experiences, but definitely a full days of touring this beautiful country of Peru. It's definitely recommended to bring sturdy walking shoes, as there'll be lots of walking tours, as well as sun protection because you are a little bit further south. Keep in mind, this is not for the individual who may be in a wheelchair or have a walker. Okay, day 1, you are going to ride into the beautiful city of Lima, which is nicknamed the City of Kings. Lima was founded in 1535 by a Spanish conquistador, Francisco Pizarro. And shortly after, it became the country's capital city. Before that, the Incas and even the indigenous people inhabited this land, and their ancient and they decorated the city with their ancient culture. Day 2, we're going to embark on a city tour. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it includes several historic monuments in the area. We'll stop at the ornate Baroque-style San Francisco Monastery. It has beautiful collections of art and ancient religious texts, some that were brought over by Spanish priests. And then enter its famous catacombs. You'll have where supposedly 75,000 bodies were buried under this church and monastery, which is kind of crazy to think about, right? And then we'll head to this beautiful cathedral, Plaza de Armas. It's also called Plaza Mayor, and take in this colonial architecture. The Cathedral of Lima is dedicated to Saint John, the Apostle and Evangelist. It was constructed in 1535 and has continuously been developed over time and even through several earthquakes in the area. Next, we'll visit the lavish Casa de Aliaga. This is the former home of the 16th century conquistador Germano Aliaga. And this is actually an interesting fact, is it's the 17th generation of family members that have lived in this home, making it the oldest home in the Americas that has been lived in by the same family. So lots and lots of history here. Then this evening, find out why Peru is named the world's top food destination, as you get to meet your fellow travelers at this welcome dinner with Peruvian dishes and some excellent drinks as well. All right, it's now day 3. This morning, we're going to fly to Cusco, former capital and Inca civilization in the 15th and 16th centuries. On our way through the Andes, we'll see and learn about a handful of different towns as we discover the region's unique culture along the roadway. Follow the trails with a local guide to the sacred valley of the Incas. This is also known as Urubamba Valley. Is the valley where the has a beautiful river and is very fertile for agriculture to grow as well. Mummies of the Incans have also been discovered in this valley, which is kind of interesting as well. And you'll learn all about these fun facts along the way with your tour manager or your local guides. After a short Spanish lesson for the local language, we'll stop by this village market. This is where the indigenous Quechua communities come on the famous Sunday to not only sell their produce, but also to get their goods and stock up for things that they need throughout the week. As you can see, there's lots of colorful artifacts in here, weavings, jewelry, ponchos, ceramics, and even the iconic alpaca products, which are kind of unique to this destination. This evening, we'll settle into our hotel, the Haven in the Mountains, nestled in the heart of the Sacred Valley. Here, you'll kind of get acclimated to the higher altitude as we'll continue to climb, over the next few days. But this is an opportunity for you to, rest and relax at this altitude before continuing on for the next few days. You'll have the evening is all yours to take advantage of the many amenities at this resort. You have an opportunity to discover this planetarium and gaze at the stars, or maybe take in a spa treatment and relax and enjoy this resort and this beautiful place that you're in for the evening. Just so you know, there is Wi-Fi available at this hotel and most of the hotels that we're going through along this tour. All right, now it's day 4, and we head to this spectacular ruins. This town is an Incan archaeological site, making it the only Incan settlement continuously inhabited since its beginning. The town is home to Incan nobility during the mid-15th century, and it is also headquarters to the Incan resistance against the Spanish conquest on Peru. Next, we'll explore the ruins and discover the ancient Incan history and culture. Enter the complex of temples and see the Temple of the Sun, which has a sort of calendar that marks the solstices. It has beautiful baths and fountains that are fed by the Patacancha River and serves as irrigation system and religious sites. The most famous of these sites is called the Princess Bath. It is made completely from granite, so that would be definitely something to check out while you're there. Next, we head to Pablo Serenario Ceramic Studio. This is where you'll have an opportunity to meet this artist up front and find out how he makes his unique ceramics. He's internationally renowned artist that has been studying this art for over 30 years and has perfected it and recreated it in his own unique work. So it's a great opportunity to get hands-on with a local expert in this that's originally from this area. So it's a great in-depth cultural experience for you. Next, we'll move on to meet the nearby Quechua community to learn about modern Andean life. Learn about the culture and the traditional methods of growing, harvesting, and weaving in a small group workshop. Then this evening, we'll have a fabulous opportunity to enjoy not only a farm-to-table lunch at the local specialties, but you also have an upfront traditional folk music and dance experience along with that. It'll be truly interesting to see their culture up front and the unique dance work that they make of this. Then on to day 5, this morning, we'll climb aboard the train to Machu Picchu for breathtaking views through panoramic windows as you ride through the Andes to the lost city of the Incas. This will be spectacular views all along the way. Head onward to uncover the incredible history of the fabled ruins of Machu Picchu. This terraced city was built at the height of the Incan Empire in the 15th century and was mysteriously abandoned, much of it left intact. It has deteriorated over time, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime glimpse into this ancient culture. Machu Picchu is considered the most spectacular site in South America. Its ruins span over 5 miles, 3,000 stone steps, and 150 buildings, making it massive. The area is believed to have been a royal estate or a sacred religious site. Then you'll spend the afternoon with your local guide uncovering the mysteries of these majestic ruins. They were rediscovered in 1911 by an American archaeologist, but before then was only known by the people living in this area. Is it kind of hard to believe that sometimes, you know, it's been unknown for so many years. Tonight, you'll stay at the base of Machu Picchu, near the Canota River, and a chance to further soak up its atmosphere. Its beautiful interiors were inspired by the Incan culture. Here, you might choose to indulge in a spa treatment, or which also features some of the indigenous treatments. So that might be something unique that you could do at this resort along the way. Next, we'll enjoy an exclusive culinary demonstration by an award-winning menu of Peruvian dishes. So learn how to make and taste a traditional drink called pisco sour, which is a type of brandy, lime juice, simple syrup, and egg white combined. Then you'll learn to make the region's famous ceviche, which is marinated seafood served raw as an appetizer. So what a great experience to meet the chef up front and experience some of these unique dishes. That will be so amazing. Next, it is day 6, and we will have a leisure time this morning as we make our way on our way to explore the markets of Aguas Calientes. Then later, we will board the Vista Dome train and return to Cusco in the Sacred Valley of the Incas. You have an optional tour that you could do this day as well. It is the Machu Picchu Sunrise Tour, and it is a 5-hour tour, and additional information can be provided on this as far as the cost of it and a full description of what's included for the tour. So we'll send that to anyone interested afterwards. Or on the back of the registration form, it gives an in-depth description if you have that. If you don't, please reach out to Allison. She'll be able to provide that for you. Or you do have another option to do a spa package that is an 1.5 hours long as well. And it looks like the prices are on the registration. The Machu Picchu Sunrise is $120 per person, or the spa treatment is $130 per person. And those can be signed up prior to departure, or typically can be done in destination unless it notes otherwise on the form. So that might be something you could decide last minute if you like.
One thing to clarify too is that you should, if you're wanting to do both, you should be able to do that.
Okay.
This last time I inquired because we're at the top of it. So you still do both.
Okay, so Allison said you could do both of those options on tour, even though they are on the same day. Both are an option to do. Okay, this evening we'll arrive to Cusco. This is over 3,000 years old and is the oldest city in the Americas. This is in the 20th century. Cusco was declared an archaeological capital of South America and later became a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Tonight, you'll have an opportunity to explore this beautiful city on your own. Incan ruins are scattered throughout the city, and the ambience is a breathtaking blend of Incan and Spanish colonial influences. Now it's day 7. This morning, we're going to join a local guide on the tour of the city of Cusco, and we'll visit San Pedro Market, teeming with fresh meats, spices, and cooked dishes. We'll also see visit the Plaza de Armas, a busy colonial center in the city, which is used as part of the Great Incan Square. And then we'll also see Cusco's Cathedral, which was an important Roman Catholic site. Now you have a choice on tour. This was the symbol that I mentioned earlier. This means that both of these options are included as part of your package, and you get to choose which option you would like to do for the day. So we'll go through both of these options a little more in depth. This, you can choose the Sextacuan Fortress Tour, which from this vantage point of the city, you can discover the Incan ruins and see this massive fortress, which is the largest structure built in the Incan areas. Its architecture attests to the skill and the power of the Incan people for having built it so many years ago. It is believed that at least 20,000 men carried stones over 12 miles to build these homes, shrines, and warehouses and aqueducts to this area, which is mind-boggling. Or the second option, the tour, optional tour you can choose from is San Blas Tour. Here you have a walking tour of this quaint little town to explore its roots of the ancient Incan neighborhoods. You'll walk through with a local expert that will share its history, ancient history and modern art combined as you comb through these streets. Then the rest of the day is yours to enjoy at leisure. This evening we will dine at a local restaurant, which will feature local cuisine made here in Cusco. Then the next morning we'll fly to Puno, which is the southeastern Peru along Titicaca. The city is known as the birthplace of the Incan Empire. The area is well known for its herds of llamas and alpacas, which will be an exceptional experience if you get to see one of those. I had a friend that went there and she has just the most hilarious videos and pictures when she went and met these animals, and just the unique experience that it provides is very, very fun. Puno is often called a folkloric capital of the area. And then it's also the highest elevation on the tour at approximately 12,500 feet in elevation. Next, we'll explore the village and discover the Incan artifacts and Spanish colonial influences in Puna from its valley to the hills. Later, check into your hotel, which is situated on the shores of Lake Titicaca. This hotel is located on a private island of Esteves and is with its own private pier. We'll spend the evening relaxing at this beautiful property and preparing for another exciting day to follow. There's some unique gift shops that are in this area, or you can take some beautiful pictures of the sunset over the lake, or taste some of the beautiful, the traditional dishes and cocktails at this resort, or even spend time at the spa. So there's multiple opportunities to see and enjoy this destination the way that you want. It's day 9, and this morning we're going to rise and enjoy the morning cruise of this beautiful lake, and we'll head to the floating island of the Uros people. Lake Titicaca is known as the birthplace for Incan Empire and is steeped with tradition and folklore. The 3,000 square mile lake borders Peru and Bolivia and has a number of floating islands with as many as 4,000 people living on them. Isn't that amazing? Walk through the spongy island yourself and see this compact bedding called Tortura reeds. You'll meet the locals and learn about their history and their lifestyle. The people created these islands themselves, these floating islands, as a way they chose to do this as a defense in order to get away from threats that maybe would attack them. They would just get on their island and move it to the next place away from any threat that they would see coming. And then this Tortura read is a crucial component to their lives. And you'll learn more about this, how they use it to not only create their buildings and boats, but they even use it as a type of medicine. Later, we'll cruise nearby the village for an authentic Peruvian home-hosted lunch, where you get to taste the region's specialties and engage in a lively conversation with the family that lives there. How fun will that be? In the afternoon, we'll visit this Chulpa de Se Ostanti. That's a mouthful, right? This is an archaeological area of the 13th century, and this stone tower or tomb was made by pre-Incan people. But each structure has the remains of complete families and most likely of nobility. Spend the morning at leisure and stroll along the lakefront and enjoy a beautiful sunrise. Then we'll head back on a flight to Lima. Upon arrival into Lima, we'll head to Larco Museum. The museum is the former 18th century viceroyal mansion and was built on the site of pre-Columbian temple. The museum has thousands of years of ceramics, tiles, and metal artifacts, including a collection of crowns, earrings, nose ornaments, masks, and ornate vases as well. This evening concludes with a memorable farewell dinner with your fellow travelers on the grounds of the museum. Enjoy this final meal in the region and its specialties. Then directly from here, we will take from dinner, we'll head to the airport where you'll catch your return flight home. So bid farewell to wonderful Peru and depart Lima's airport on your connecting flight home. So as a quick recap, I wanted to highlight all the included experiences on this Peru trip. Begin your adventure with and explore the UNESCO World Heritage Site in Lima. Explore different towns of the Sacred Valley of the Incas, learn the local language, and peruse the region's famous handcrafted markets. Visit the ruins and get to know the local Kekochi people and over the farm-to-table lunch. Take in the spectacular scenery as you venture through the Andes on a domed train. Uncover the mysteries of Machu Picchu with a guide. Stay at the base and enjoy a culinary demonstration with local specialties. Explore historic Cusco and learn from a local guide about the ancient and colonial history. Choose to uncover the sacred Inca ruins at the Sacacuan Fortress and embark on a walking tour of San Blas in the old quarters of Cusco. Cruise onto the floating islands of the Uros people at Lake Titicaca and peruse thousands of years of historic artifacts in Lima at Larco Museum. All these amazing features are included as part of your package, as well as a hometown pickup. Allison has designated a pickup place for everybody in the group. Is that correct?
Yep. I'll have more information.
Okay. But yes, you don't have to worry about driving to the airport yourself. We will have a local transportation pick you up and drop you right off at the front gate of your departing airport with you and your luggage. And then upon return, we will meet you at baggage claim and pick you and your luggage up and bring you back to your hometown. So there's no worry, there's no hassle. We have all the details seamlessly handled for you. And this is a unique feature with a Colette tour that none of our competitors provide. So it is definitely a nice perk that Colette provides with as part of their packages. You can, as part of your package and with the price included, you do have economy airfare included out of Moline. Oh, no, Moline. Oh, I'm sorry, Minneapolis. My record said Moline. My apologies. Out of Minneapolis, my mistake. And as part of your dining experiences, those are notated on your brochure. So under, if you have that handy, or we can get one for you later, under each day it lists what meals are included. And they're in parentheses. A B would be breakfast, L would be lunch, and a D would be dinner. So as far as your lunch and your dinner experiences with Colette, you have a choice of entree for each of those meals, whether it be a beef, a chicken, or a fish. So just know that no matter what day you're traveling, you can kind of decide what you're in the mood for, which is a nice option. And along the way, we did talk about optional excursions, which will have additional information for those as well. One of the unique things with Colette is you can travel with our worry-free travel protection plan, and it's truly the best in the industry. It is the cancel for any reason up to prior to the date of departure with a full cash refund. So the only thing you would be out of would be the cost of your trip insurance, which is $399 per person. In fact, during the pandemic, Colette gave back $185 million in cash to clients because they weren't able to fulfill the travel that they had signed up for because they felt it was just the right thing to do. So keep in mind, not only does this provide protection prior to traveling, but it also provides coverage while on tour. If you were to have any need to return home early for any medical emergency, or if you suffer baggage loss or delay or any other kind of trip delay along the way. It is just truly the kind of peace of mind you can't put a price tag on. As part of a way of Colette to say thank you for those that are traveling with us, we do offer a discount off your next trip with Colette, whether it be $150 off within the next year or $100 off in 13 to 24 months. Of course, you will need a valid passport to travel to Peru and back. We ask that it have a validity up to 8 months beyond your travel dates. So I would encourage you, if you're thinking about signing up, to double check your passport just to make sure it doesn't expire anytime soon. If you would like to sign up for your trip, Allison does have paper registration forms, or you can use this link here, which is also on the brochure, to go online and click on this sign up now button where you could sign up online. Keep in mind that if you do that, you would want to use the legal name that is on your passport when signing up, because that's what our air department will use to purchase your air ticket. So make sure it matches identically with the first, the middle, and the last name. All right, we encourage you to book early and save. You can have $150 off this trip cost if you book early. Allison has 24 seats on this tour that are going on a first come, first served basis. So whether you do that in person or if you want to send in your form, we just encourage you to do it as soon as possible. So just as a recap, this trip departs March 11th through the 20th. The deposit for this would be $600 per person. If you would like to add the insurance, it's $399 per person. And both of these amounts are fully refundable up until August 11th of 2023. So there's truly no risk for signing up now for this trip. I usually tell people it's usually easier to get you off a trip sometimes than it is to get you on a trip. Then if you were to sign up, then the final payment would be due by January 11th of 24. So there's a recap of the cost for 2 people in a double room. is $4,329. Plus the insurance if you would like that. It includes everything that we talked about today, from your transportation to your hotels to your sightseeing, your porterage, your tips for all the stuff that we include, as well as a full-time tour manager who will be with you from start to finish. I usually mention this on day one, and I must have forgotten on this tour, but you do have a fully guided tour with a tour manager that will be there to greet you from the minute that you walk off the plane, and be with you till he drops you off at the airport at the end. So that person will be your expert in destination and will answer any questions that you have. Will share in the history and the culture of the destination, and will truly make it a memorable experience for you. So how long have you dreamed of going to Peru, and now you have the opportunity? So I invite you to come along on our Peru's Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca trip this March. I would just want to thank Allison and the Mason City Chamber of Commerce for hosting this and partnering with us on this. We truly appreciate it. And I would just like to open it up now. If you have any questions regarding this tour that I have not answered, you can unmute yourself or and ask that at this point, or put it in the chat.
Can I go for just a couple? Can I go for just a couple minutes? Can you guys hear me if I don't talk on mine? A couple things I just want to clarify. Air included in this price is out of Minneapolis. It says Minneapolis or Des Moines. I just need to double check on that. But probably go to Minneapolis because our flight schedules are typically better. Also, but you can book out of a different state. So let's say you're in Florida, California, wherever you're located, they can book you out of wherever you would like. You just need to indicate that, and we can get you a quote. So the prices quoted here are for Minneapolis. However, if you want to find something else, they will get you a quote where you want to go out of, and you can go from there. Also, I booked up for this trip, so that's that. And it was a pretty small tour. And then finally, I do want to say, it says in the paperwork, but it's kind of be clear, August 11th, these rates are honored through that date. So if you call me in September, you can certainly still sign up, but the rates may change. So
thank you for that clarification.
Don, did you have a question?
Don, did you have a question?
I was just going to ask, so if you book early, there's $150 off. What is considered booking early versus when does the $150 off go away?
By August 11th.
August 11th, thank you.
But of course, the sooner that we get your registration, the sooner our air department can go out and get, air that's going to work for everybody that's going on this tour. As you can imagine, air is always a challenge. But with a smaller group, we are able to offer you we'll just look and find the best connecting flights that we can out of Minneapolis. It is a major airport, so hopefully with 1 or 2 connections, we can get you there and back safely. So yeah, the sooner the better, just for the air. Any other questions that I can help answer?
I'm interested in knowing about the excursions. If
The
it's possible
excursions,
to go to the Amazon, and if we could even attach to it a trip to the Galapagos Islands.
I don't think there is an option to do the Galapagos Islands with this. No.
And what about the rainforest?
The rainforest, that I don't know of either. It might be something that product can look into. It's not listed as one of our optional tours. So that would probably be something that would have to be done during your free time, or you would have to depart from the group and do your own tour towards the beginning or end, wherever it would be.
Okay, thanks.
We can double check that. I was thinking maybe the rainforest would be an optional extension, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, but that's a good question. Let's check into it and we'll get back to you. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Uh-huh. Anything else that you guys can think of? This was on my bucket list to do. I had planned to do it this April, and I ended up having to cancel my trip because I took this job with Colette. So, so I'm jealous that you guys get to go. It looks like an amazing trip and one of the top sites to see in South America, and I know it won't disappoint. So,
Vicki, did you say that you're going to send the slides out to the people who registered?
oh, the recording.
The recording. Perfect. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you all for attending. We appreciate your time and your interest. Please let us know if you have any other questions later.
Thank you for putting it together. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Thank you.